Okay, let's talk about one of the oldest stories ever told. What if the story of Adam and Eve wasn't really about sin, but about a choice? We're going to dive into this, looking at it not just as a religious text, but as this incredibly powerful, timeless story about the exact moment humanity picked knowledge over innocence. And, what that says about all of us, even today.
Yeah, that's really the heart of it, isn't it? This whole story is a collision, a clash between pure innocence and total freedom. It's about one single decision that, believe it or not, we're still feeling the ripples of today. It really does set the stage for, well, everything that comes after. It's the first big story of choice. All right, so let's set the scene. Imagine a world that's, well, perfect. A garden so alive it practically hums with energy. This is where it all kicks off, with the creation of the very first man. So, picture it. Adam's first moments. It's pure paradise, right? The sunlight is perfect. The streams are whispering. Everything is in complete harmony. It's breathtaking. But in the middle of all this perfection, he was completely, utterly alone. And that one realization, that it's just not good for a person to be alone, that changes everything. It's this powerful idea that even in a perfect world, you're not whole without connection. So, out of this deep, fundamental need for a companion, Eve is created. And with Eve, everything clicks into place. Adam finally feels the sense of belonging he didn't even know was missing. I mean, can you even imagine a life with zero doubt? No fear, no shame, nothing. That was their reality. Just this pure, unfiltered life. Together. But, even in paradise, there's always a catch. In this perfect world, there was one single rule. And right in the middle of the garden stood two very special trees, like a silent test representing two totally different futures. So here they are, the two crucial trees. On one hand, you've got the tree of life. Pretty straightforward, right? It offers more of the same, this perfect, unchanging, eternal existence. But the other one, the other one offered something way more dangerous and honestly, way more tempting. Knowledge. The knowledge of good and evil, of light and dark, of joy and, well, suffering. And the rule itself, it was crystal clear. You can eat from any tree you want, except this one. I mean, think about that. They had total freedom, this whole world of incredible things, with just one single boundary. One no in a sea of a million yeses. So for a while, life was amazing. It was all about discovery and joy and peace. But you just know that kind of perfect peace can't last, right? It was fragile. It was the calm right before the storm that was about to change literally everything. And here's where that harmony starts to crack. A brand new voice enters the garden. And with that voice comes a choice that puts everything on the line. The quiet is about to be shattered. Because, let's be real, a paradise like this can't stay untested forever. So one day, Eve wanders over to that forbidden tree. The fruit almost seems to glow with some kind of unspoken promise. And that's when a voice slips out of the shadows. But it's not a monster's roar. It's a whisper. A curious, almost reasonable whisper. And the serpent just asks, "So, why don't you eat from this tree?" It's such a simple question, right? It's totally disarming. It's not a command, it's just an invitation. An invitation to start doubting, to question the one and only rule they've ever had. And just like that, the first seed of temptation is planted. Eve's answer is straight to the point. If we eat it, we'll die. She knows the rule. She gets the consequence. Right now, she's standing her ground, holding on to the world she knows. But this is where it gets clever. This is the masterclass in temptation. The serpent doesn't just say, "Nah, you won't die." It completely reframes the whole thing. It whispers, "You won't die. You'll become more. Your eyes will be opened." It's not a threat. It's a promise of power, of knowledge, of seeing the world in a way you never have before. And that promise, that idea of becoming more, it's just ringing in her ears. Eve makes her choice. She reaches for the fruit, and she eats. A single, simple action that will change everything, forever. Then she takes the fruit to Adam, and, without a moment's hesitation, he eats it too. The choice is now made by both of them. It's a shared decision, and now, a shared fate.
And boom, the world shifts instantly. The consequences aren't something that happens later, they are immediate and they are deep. Their entire reality is just flipped upside down, forever.
So, in a way, the serpent was right. Their eyes did open. But what they saw wasn't greatness. They saw their own vulnerability. They felt shame for the first time, this crushing weight of fear they had never, ever known before. The harmony completely shattered. And then they hear that familiar voice call out, "Where are you?" But for the very first time, that voice doesn't bring comfort. It brings terror. Their first instinct? To hide. And when they finally come out, their voices are trembling, because now they understand what it means to be exposed. So their choice has a clear consequence. They have to leave the garden. The world they step into is harder. The gentle breezes are now storms. The flowers are now mixed with thorns. It's a world of struggle and hard work, sure, but also a world where you learn the kind of wisdom you can only get from surviving.
But here's the thing. This isn't just a story about an ending. It's not about a fall that you can't get up from. No, actually, this is the beginning of a whole new story, the human story.
And this part is so, so important. Yeah, they were facing this tough new reality because of their choice, but they weren't just thrown out and forgotten. They weren't abandoned. They were given what they needed to survive, a fresh start in this new, much more complicated world. So when you boil it all down, what is this ancient story really telling us? It's about freedom. It's about the huge, heavy weight of responsibility that comes with that freedom. And maybe most of all, it's about courage. The courage to get back up after you fall, to learn from your choices, and to just keep going. The story of Adam and Eve is kind of like a mirror. It reflects us. It shows us that, yeah, we're flawed. We make mistakes. We're these imperfect beings trying to figure out this whole good and evil thing. But it also leaves us with this incredible, lasting truth, that even in a world we've shaped with our own choices, we are never, ever without hope.